Good morning.
Good morning. I'm Carl Mingers. This is Aaron Burns. We are WRME Live, Weikert Realtors, Main Edge,
Yes.
Mustang, Oklahoma. We don't know about the storms coming this weekend.
No.
Oklahoma's had some crazy weather this last week. We got flooding up north. Oklahoma was basically closed on Monday.
Yes.
It was just crazy around here. It's hard to imagine the changes we have in weather if you're not from here. When you come here and
It can be sunny and cloudy and then snowing, then rain and then blizzard hot again.
Right. Okay, we got the Memorial Day weekend coming up.
Yes.
And let's not forget what Memorial Weekend is about. Monday's Memorial Day.
Yes.
It's not just the first real lake trip of the year.
Right. It's not the start of summer or
Mm-hmm.
anything like that. Memorial Day is to honor those who have fallen during war, any of our military that did not make it home.
Any service,
any
basically.
service.
Correct. Mm-hmm.
So it's a time to remember them and be grateful for their service, pretty much, and thankful to their families for their sacrifice.
Right. And, in a lot of these, on Veterans Day, which is a whole different deal. That's a whole different way of honoring veterans. People tend to forget just the normal veteran.
Yes.
Maybe they were a cook or whatever. I knew a guy that was a cook on a riverboat in Vietnam. And I'm like, that's got to sound exciting. He goes, those guys took care of me because I took care of them.
Right.
They're up there with manning the guns and stuff like that. And he considered his job just as important as the rest of them, and they considered his job just as important as the rest of them. Those guys are out on teams, and that's got to affect on Memorial Day. That's really got to affect the people that did come back, because they have friends that didn't.
Right.
That's got to be tough.
And the family. I mean, I know it's upsetting for family when people don't take it serious because they've lost people. They had family give their life for that person to have that freedom.
Right.
So just think about that and respect.
Well, you think back about
others.
Like World War II, everybody was involved. I mean, whether you went overseas or not, even the families were involved so much, like in rubber drives and steel drives, all that stuff, because the whole country came together to make something happen, to save what we have, And we don't take our freedoms for granted. We do not.
Well, and like you were saying, the cooks, you have administration people too.
Oh, can you imagine the amount of paperwork that goes into anything getting done in the government? For every soldier out there doing a fighting job, there's probably 10 people shuffling paper, moving stuff, working on the equipment, whatever.
Well, you got cooks, mechanics, admin, doctors, nurses. I mean, there's time. And now I'm sure we're missing some.
And, that's what a lot of people that whine about how much money gets spent on our military don't understand how much part of our economy that is, And these,
just look here with Tinker, and then we have Lawton Base.
Oh yeah, and we got air bases all over the place.
Right.
But it's just that you got to think about that on Monday. Everybody just say a prayer and think seriously about it.
Yep.
Okay, I want to mention our $25 Harley Davidson drawing that we're going.
And that's for
that we're doing. That's for Rotary International. Mustang Rotary is doing it. If you like motorcycles at all or know somebody that does, the tickets are $25 each. There's only 1,500 tickets being sold total,
right.
Or 5 for $100. You get a discount. And it's a 2009 Firefighter Edition Harley Davidson.
Sweet.
Just the wheels on this thing, they got the flames and all that stuff are like $2,000 just for the wheels, and it's got like $30,000 worth of accessories on it. It's a alligator skin seat, and it's just cool. I mean, I'm not a bike guy; I'm a Jeep and truck guy,
right.
But it is just cool. I mean, it's hard to explain. I mean, you're looking at it like, man, this is impressive, So, but you can go to Mustang Rotary on Facebook. and buy tickets directly there. I think we got a fundraiser account, and then we have a PayPal set up. And or you can contact me, and I've always got tickets on me. All right, we got Christine and Aaron and Sandy watching. Where's everybody at this morning?
Well, it shows 4, so we got somebody else hiding.
Somebody's hiding in the background.
People.
Okay.
We don't bite. Don't be bashful.
Well, I'll tell you what. This has just been a crazy week in real estate overall. First of all, Monday was Oklahoma's basically closed because of the storms, and and a lot of people kind of poo-pooed how bad that was. Well, I tell you, it's serious stuff. If you've seen this news yesterday of the barges hitting the dam, what was that? Weber's Falls?
Yes.
Yeah. That's how much flooding we have. It's crazy.
And I'd rather err on the side of precaution.
Oh, absolutely. Good morning, Robert or
there
Melissa
being
Lowry.
Incident, because think of the tornadoes a few years ago that hit the schools and the kids were there.
Mm-hmm.
I mean, I'd rather my kid be at home with me.
Oh yeah, and no matter what you do, you close the school, whatever. People going to complain because it's change. Okay. But sometimes change is better.
Yes.
Good morning, Kay. Change is better than putting people in danger. And it's not going to shut our economy down if everybody closes for a day. I mean, even half the restaurants in town were closed. I went to Brahms and I had to wait. I think we were 9th or 10th in line to get a hamburger. Then I get up there and just give me a bag of burgers and let's make it quick. It was just crazy. Yeah, but that's Oklahoma, and that's part of what we love about it here. If you're thinking of moving to Oklahoma or moving someplace else, I had a cousin, he moved to Hawaii, and of course he never dreamed how expensive it was to live in Hawaii. He made it 2 years, but he goes, the weather's the same every dang day, and it rains every day. And he got tired of paying like $8 and $9 for a gallon of milk. And he came back, but he goes, in essence, he came back this way. He just loves Oklahoma. He goes, it's hard to appreciate the weather until you've been someplace where it's the same
every day.
The time. Right. I mean, our weather changes all the time.
Yeah.
When that heat hit the other day.
Oh yeah.
Oh my gosh, we gained almost 30 degrees in just minutes. I mean,
it was crazy.
I was just sweat running down like crazy.
It was like Tuesday morning. I was out for a roof thing, and we're standing there, and it's not bad, a little breezy, and all of a sudden the temperature drops and the wind picks up, just like that.
Yep. We were out there. I was at Monday. I was talking to my wife on the phone, and I said, "Man, there's something up." The chickens and the ducks were going berserk. I mean, just like crazy. Mm-hmm. And our dog Frosty got in my side by side and would not come out. I mean, I couldn't drag him out.
Right.
And then the you could feel the pressure change, and I knew something was up, but we didn't really have a tornado right there.
Right.
But it just freaked all the critters out, and about 20 minutes later, everybody calmed down and everything was normal again. But it was just creepy the way, and you see the birds flying around. And there were no birds flying around all of a sudden. We have birds all over our farm, and there were none. It was just, I like watching animals when that stuff goes on, but when they do that, it just kind of freaks me out too, It was crazy. Oh, yeah. What else we got going this week?
Got an open house Sunday from 2 to 4 at 3517 Lindy Lane.
Lindy Lane, yeah. That's a great neighborhood over there.
Yes.
And Morgan Road's open, so you can get to it now.
Well, they're adding a 3rd lane right there by the neighborhood, but it's still 2 lanes open. So
now they're supposed to eventually 4-lane that, aren't they?
I think, or they're at least going to put in a turning lane, or they're doing something. I'm not sure.
You got the turnpike just south of there.
Yes.
About a mile?
So on ramp there and right up at 15th by the school now. So
and they're moving fast on that turnpike, and especially with the weather we've had. We've had so much rain. It's a miracle they can get anything done. See them out there with the big earth movers, and they're just covered with mud. That's got to be tough.
But if you're looking, the neighborhood has a pool. They have a basketball court, a playground.
Now that's a pretty good size house, wasn't it?
Yeah, it's just 3,099 square feet. It's a
3,100 square feet,
3.5 bath. Each bedroom has direct access to a bathroom, so it's pretty nice. 3-car garage.
I just love that neighborhood.
Hot tub, backyard.
That's now that is Walden Creek 2, isn't it?
It's still Walden Creek.
Okay.
Or Walden Estates, one of those. It's kind of a different name, but they're all it's associated with the first edition.
Great houses over in great neighborhood. We get in trouble if we put that on the MLS. Great neighborhood. We're not allowed to do that. But here, MLS, you don't control me on here. All right. I mean, when you're going out and doing looking at open houses, you're searching for houses. You can tell most of the time when you drive into a neighborhood, how well kept the yards are,
right.
No cars sitting on blocks, you got that feeling just driving through before you even go to the open house.
Or when you're looking to buy, that's why a lot of times I have clients, they'll say, did you drive through the neighborhood? Have you drove through that neighborhood? Mm-hmm. I'll ask them to drive around if they have a Saturday and can just go out to the areas they're interested in, because that helps us decide if they're really interested in that neighborhood or not, or can we mark that one off the list.
I was sitting with some investors yesterday morning. We were they've got a certain amount of money to spend on houses
right
in the next couple of weeks, okay, and we're looking on this at a lot of these properties here, and they give me an address, and I said, well, that's an $85 a square foot neighborhood, and they give me the next address. Okay, that's a $92 a square foot neighborhood. And they're like, how do you know that? I said, well, I'm running comps all the time.
Right.
And so we brought up that first address, and we just ran a comp on everything within a quarter of a mile. And wow, it was like 85 and 20 cents a square foot. I'm like, oh, okay, well, let's check this one. And sure enough, it was between $91 and $92 a square foot.
Right.
And they said, you really know this? I said, yes, I know this area. Don't put me in Del City, because I have to do a ton of research. I can buy help you buy something over there, but I have to do more research.
Yes.
You give me these things here, and we're looking for certain criteria. I can burp it off real quick. I like being very proficient with my area here. Not that I can't help you anywhere. It's just I like being on point. Okay.
And there's certain things, each person can retain different things. Like you walk to someone and someone, like you could spout that off in 2 seconds. You come ask me a question, I could probably spout something different off in 2 seconds.
Because one of the ways I know that is because I try to do 20 bids on properties a day.
Right.
Okay. So I'm doing 20 comps a day besides regular real estate. And one thing I was having to explain to them yesterday, these two houses are a half mile apart.
Yes.
This one's $85 a square foot, and this one's $92 a square foot.
And
how can that be in the same zip code and the same deal?
Right.
That's just and some of these houses in the $85 square foot neighborhood are nice houses.
Yes.
But there's also a lot of rentals and stuff like that. There's so many factors that work on this. But that if they're buying it to buy and hold as a rental, that $85 square foot neighborhood, it is really the place to be. That's where working with a realtor really comes in handy. Okay,
and that's whether you're 915, whether you're buying or selling or whatever, or even thinking about rent a property. If we can't answer those questions, I can put you in contact with Carl or one of our managers.
We'll sit down and look. Right. Sometimes, like agents will come in. We'll sit down. We'll run comps together. And now we have a private group on Facebook, and we're all the time. Somebody will say, "Can somebody help me with comps on this? Because the numbers I'm getting just don't really look right to me." And you have 3 or 4 people go ahead and comp it, and everybody chimes in. And we want to have the best service and the best information for our clients.
And everybody comps a little bit different, so it's nice to see sometimes that variety. Like, we might all be just $5 apart in our average, but they're still, okay, so how did you come up with that? How did you come up with that? It makes a difference.
How long did you go back? All these other things. Oh, we got a river flood warning just popped up.
Oh, yay.
We've lost our road going to the river from my place. I got to make a new road now. Lost about 20 foot of our property to the river. So it's crazy.
For now.
But back to the housing deals, I had some questions, people needing to sell their properties. And that's one of the things we do here is,
yes.
There's not just one way to sell your property. And people get in a pickle or they inherit property. There's always a situation.
Yes.
We have to sit down and we have to look at all the different criteria. A lot of times it's best to retail it. Okay, but if it needs a lot of repairs and you don't want to spend money, that's not the case. You may have a wholesale buyer that doesn't care about any of that stuff. It may be a deal where you need cash in a week. I'm done with this thing.
Right.
We have investors lined up to buy properties. Okay, and a lot of times it costs you absolutely nothing to just. You don't have to pay commissions, or it just depends on what the deal is. But we analyze it, and there's generally between 5 and 10 different ways to solve this real estate problem. But it doesn't do us any good if you don't call us. Okay?
Yes, we'd rather help you before you get in a situation where we can't help you.
A lot of people wait until they're in such a bad situation, then they almost give the house away to like 1-800 whoever, and all that stuff. And that's not really the best way to handle properties. First of all, your neighbors get a little perturbed when you do that because it kills the values of their houses. That's how we end up with $85 neighborhoods versus $92 neighborhoods this far apart on the map. Okay. Well, I guess we probably ought to wrap it up. You got anything else, Aaron?
I don't.
Okay.
Holler if you need anything. We'll be around this week.
All right, everybody. Good morning, Robert. You showed up a little bit late, but I'm glad you're here. Everybody, go out and have a great and safe Memorial Day weekend, and remember what Memorial Day is all about. All right, we'll talk to you later. We're doing real world, real life real estate every day. Bye.
Bye.